Hello, everyone. We'll just wait a couple minutes for people to get settled and then we'll get started. All right. Well, I won't keep anyone waiting any longer. So thank you for joining. This webinar is called Create Insightful Automated Newsletters Faster with Help from AI. I'm joined, my name is Shawn Jakes. I'm head of product marketing, and I'm joined by Farah Ayadi. Farah is our product manager for AI, and she's a great team member. She's smart, funny, active, and Farah, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, Shawn. As Shawn said, I am sub product manager here at Feedly. I build features and product for AI and ML. And today I'm here because I want to show you the latest feature that we developed and released, and it's the AI in newsletter.
Awesome. So we do a little thing called finish the sentence. And so Farah, I didn't warn you about what questions this would be, but Farah has cooked dinner for us, the whole Feedly team. And so we know she's a good cook, but the question that I'm going to ask is the thing I like to cook the most is.
Uh-huh. Well, I cook couscous because I am from Tunisia, and this is our traditional dish. And it seems that people like it.
We do like our couscous. Okay, I'll just do the thing I like to cook. It's probably more bake. I like to bake bread. So that's one of my favorite things, at least recently. Okay, so one more question. Okay, so something that happened in the last week that gave me joy is
Oh, uh, the webinar that we are making today.
the webinar that we're making today. Okay. Uh, mine is a little more personal. I had a couple of good days skiing last week, so that would be mine. Why does it always come back to skiing? But certainly does with me. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to get started. Before we jump in, I just want to say that we have the Q&A is open. This is a live webinar. We're not recording it, so you can ask questions at any time. We'll try to break in if they make sense. We might just answer them in the chat. I'm sorry, in the Q&A section, not the chat. There's two little sections. One's Q&A, one's chat. Follow the Q&A. That's where things would be. Gabby's on the call also to help answer questions, and she will put some guidance into the chat. Things like links that might be helpful, as well as some prompts that we're going to use. So give some example prompts. And then finally, we are recording this. We will send out a recording at the end of the call, probably tomorrow sometime. It takes a little bit of time, but that'll go out tomorrow to everybody who registered for the webinar. So with that said, we're going to get started and jump right in. I can push right buttons on the right screen. So before I get started, I just wanted to introduce you to the Feedly Market Intelligence Platform. I'm sure that many of you already know what this platform is, and perhaps you are actually customers who use it every day and want to just get a little bit more information about how to use AI in newsletters, and that's fine. In fact, if you do, Farah is going to invite you to follow along as she does some of her demo. But this platform is really about helping teams, whether a competitive team, a market intelligence team, somebody who wants to follow the latest technology trends, to really narrow down their focus and get the right information in in these feeds that are built on these AI models and the AI feeds. And so we look across the internet. We help you filter down to the needs that you have. So maybe you're interested in aviation and tech trends in aviation, and so you can filter down a feed of just information that's related to that. And you can think of your own scenario and what kind of feeds that you can filter down to, and it's really kind of an infinite set of possibilities. And then we synthesize that data. So we read through those reports, we summarize some of the data up top of every article that we pull into your feed, and then you can ask AI questions to understand more about what's in these reports, whether it's a single report or article or multiple reports, and then pull that information into something that is useful for you. And then you can share that information. We're going to talk about how you can share that with newsletters, especially, but you can also share with other integrations. We have integrations directly into Slack. You can export some of the data that you might pull out of a report into an Excel spreadsheet or to other formats or Microsoft Teams. And we also have an API that you can pull data into whatever tool that you're using or whatever format. So really think about it in terms of finding the right information that's relevant to your needs, analyzing it and synthesizing it into a way that fits the kind of data needs that you have, and then sharing it with your team or tools. So with that said, I'm going to move to the next thing, and we're just going to dive a little bit deeper on what we think is the problem with newsletters and why we're spending a little bit of time on putting AI into it. So if you have created a newsletter, you probably have spent some time building out a branded template, something that you're going to use over and over again. The good thing about those templates is you build them once and then you reuse them the next time. And so, don't really think about that as an ongoing task, but really kind of a setup. And then each issue, you have to collect whatever insights you're going to share. You have to decide what's the most important thing that you want to share with your audience, depending on their needs. And that often means that you're reading and analyzing and trying to extract some additional insights that you can put into a summary, or to create some key takeaway bullet points, or just to really add your insight so that it's more scannable for your audience. It's something that your audience can then take and take some action on it. You're probably going to do some formatting, make sure that everything looks good, make sure that you don't have things that are different from section to section, or maybe you want to make sure that all your spelling is correct, everything. And then you're going to, review that final issue and ship it, make sure everybody's sending it out. So all this thing can add up to quite a bit of time. We've actually got a question for you, a poll question. Let me see if I can bring that up right now. If I can get it to bring up. Well, I did this in a way that I didn't really mean to do it. So, I've got both questions in the same question. It was meant to be two questions. They're meant to be separate questions. I'm going to launch it anyway and ask you to answer the first question. So, if you are creating a newsletter today, how much time do you spend on each issue? So go ahead, 1 hour or less. I see a couple of people answering that. So some people don't create newsletters. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results. Can you see the results, Farah?
Yes.
Now, Farah, you've been talking with a lot of customers about this. What do you think of these results, especially the first question, kind of some of the things? Is this what you're hearing from customers?
Yeah, I think this is really aligned with what I hear from our customers, between 2 and 4 hours, depending on the content and depending on the complexity of what they are sharing. But yes, centered around 2 and 4 hours, it makes sense for me.
Yeah, and some people are spending over 4 hours. That could be perfectly fine, depending on what the content of your newsletter is and maybe how frequently you are sending
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, it's a little bit of of a benchmark, but I wouldn't consider it like, apples to apples because you really don't know how frequent the other people who responded are sending out their newsletters. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and we're gonna re-ask the. Oh, did I not share? I did share the results. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, or not the next question, but to what we're talking about with AI and newsletters. So this is a new feature we just released. Um, when did we release it? I think it was Thursday. But it
2 weeks
allows you
ago,
to.
I think.
What's that? Yeah,
I
Thursday.
think 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So it allows you to analyze the content and capture the key themes. So if you have a bunch of articles that you're in your newsletter, you can summarize those. You can pull out key points, pull out themes. It's really quite flexible, and Farah is going to take you through a number of examples to show you how flexible, from simple prompts to very more complex prompts. You can extract the data, you can present it with citations. So that's one of the things that Feedly is really keen on with regard to our AI, is we always want to show the source of the data. So you can click into that source and you can go back and read the article yourself and understand more. You can tailor the language needs to your audience. So not only can you translate it into the language of your audience, perhaps you have a global team and you have different newsletters you send out to different people. You could put it into the language of their choice, but you can also read articles from different in different languages and publications that are local. And we find this really useful, especially if you have an industry that, I mean, most industries would span different geographical regions, and you might want to read about particular things that are happening in your industry in another country in that language of choice. So it allows you to bring that in and read it in English if you want to read in English, or you can read it in another language. Yeah, it's all flexible. And lastly, it allows you to consistently format them every time. So you can pull out the same kinds of key takeaways each time. You can, if you have certain things you're looking for, maybe it's a partnership activity, you can provide the details about that partnership activity and a quick summary related to each article. And it really allows you to customize your newsletter into a way that is tailored to fit your audience. So with that said, there's one thing we want to talk about, which is a little bit of a point of potential confusion, and we want to just make sure that people understand it. So there's two kinds of summaries that we do, or two kinds of AI that we use. One is called an AI overview, and you see that on the left with the arrow pointing in. An AI overview will summarize a section, or it'll summarize the entire newsletter. And then an AI summary is applied to an individual article. So the two different things work a little bit differently. It just, depending on how you apply it, you'll get a little bit of a different result. So when we talk about AI overview or AI summaries, just try to remember that the AI overview is applying to sections or the entire newsletter, and an AI summary is applying to each article within a section. So hopefully that is a little bit of glossary terminology, but it does help, I think, in some of the understanding when we go through. Now we're going to do a quick-ish demo, maybe about 20 minutes, and Farah's going to take us through all this. But the first thing we're going to start with is how you would set up your newsletter. So we're going to start with a little bit of the fundamentals. If you've already been using a newsletter, you're already familiar with AI feeds and boards and how you can pull that information into your newsletter. So we'll talk about that and setting up your template, and then we'll move right into different kinds of prompts. So the overview prompts, the ones that apply to a section or the whole newsletter, or the summary prompts, those that apply just to the particular articles within a section. And we'll talk about different levels of customization throughout all the prompt examples. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Farah, and Farah is going to start taking us through some of these examples. So Farah, I'm going to stop sharing and let you have control.
Thank you, Shawn. And I am requesting the share, if you can accept. Perfect. And now I'm sharing. So I will start from the very beginning of Feedly, but very, very quickly. because what I will do is I will create a newsletter from scratch for people who are not used to use Feedly. And for that, I will set up what we call an AI feed. As Shawn mentioned, in Feedly, our promise is we help you to collect and find the intelligence and the knowledge that you need. And to create an AI feed, this is something that you can see here, create an AI feed. You click on it and you will be prompted to create a query. I already created this query to move fast. And the AI feed that I created is to monitor and to collect articles and intelligence about electric vehicle competitors. And how I created, I just used our AI models. So this query, if we read it, if we can say we read it, is we are trying to find the information or the articles about the electric vehicle or electric battery, whatever topic, focusing on the automotive industry. And because we would like to track competitors, we would like to track the automotive companies. And I would like to mention that those are AI models. They are not keywords. It's not like we are going and matching keywords. No, we are going to the open source and to the open internet, and we will try to understand the semantic of the articles. And with the machine learning and the AI, we understand that it's about electric vehicle, and we will render the article for you. So this is how we collect the article. This is how we collect the intelligence. But then it comes the step of sharing this knowledge and sharing this intelligence. And this is where we will be using the newsletter. And quickly again, I will show you how you can push what you collected with the AI feed into the newsletter to share it afterwards with your readers. And for this, I will come again to our home screen, and I will go to automated newsletter, and I will click on create newsletter. Maybe a very original name, webinar, easy, create. And you can see I am landing in that view where I have a template. And now I need to fill the template. And to fill the template, I can fill it with many elements, but the main thing that I need to use to fill my template is pulling my articles from the AI feed I already created. For this one, just for the sake of the demo, my AI feed, if you remember, was EV Top Competitors demo. If I click on it, now you can see that I have the section now pre-filled where it tells me that my template is set with that AI feed, meaning that all the issues that will be distributed from this template will have or will include articles from that AI feed. The AI feed will continue to include articles, the new article that will come, and each time I will send my newsletter, my issue will contain the articles from the AI feed. Just quickly, I will show you what I meant. So now I would like to preview. This is what I mean. I mean that those are the articles that are displayed or that are returned in my AI feed. Okay. There are many ways of improving and customizing your newsletter with the customization with colors, with picture, with logo, with more AI feed. But I will not go there because it will take a lot of time. Just I will save and close. It means that this is how you should do. And you can just go, select and define your recipients, define or select your schedule, etc. So now this is how we create a newsletter. I did create a newsletter for the demo of today with several AI feeds thematically related. And let me just bring it to the screen. So this is a newsletter that I created really the way I demoed for you, but I made it prettier. I added my logo. I am just simulating that I am working in a company called Neovolt operating in the electric vehicle industry. And I had a very nice AI generated picture on it. And I gave it a name, and I have an introduction for it. And you can see, and I created my newsletter based on 3 sections: the electric vehicle innovation, the electric vehicle competitors, and electric vehicle news, foreign countries news, not US ones, but from China and Germany. And you can see it's pretty, it's nice. And the promise is that I have my articles. For each article, I have like very standard summary, easy, simple, and very generic. So this is the newsletter without AI, right? This is the newsletter before the launch that we made 2 weeks ago. It's nice, but it's basic. So now let me show you when, since we live in the world with AI, let me show you when we apply the AI, how I can enrich and augment my, my newsletter. So just I will have it side by side so you can compare. So now, uh, so now on the right-hand side, I have my newsletter that I created with the help of AI. And on the left-hand side, I have my newsletter that I created in the previous work without the AI. And let's see what will be the difference. The image is the same, logo is the same. And let's move the first section, EV innovation. You can see a difference here. The difference here is before displaying all my articles, I have now a new section introducing the articles to my readers. So my readers can, instead of just going and going and skimming through the articles, they can just first come to that section, which gives an overview about what they can read after. And you can see that it's formatted in a way that I have the most important mention highlighted in a different color, in a blue here. And you can see that I also ask the AI to highlight in bold all the important mentions of the players in the industry, for example. And also something Shawn mentioned earlier is that you see that we have that inline citation, meaning that every time we make a statements with the AI, it's actually grounded with facts from the article. So you can see here the statement or the bullet point is about Mercedes. And actually, if you click on here, you can access the article and your reader can really understand from where we took that information. So yeah, definitely it's about Mercedes, right? So this is the first difference. I use the AI overview to create that section introducing my articles to my reader, and I made it customizable with colors to highlight the importance of some mentions. I used the bold, I used the bullet points, and this is because I asked the AI to do so. So let's move now to the articles. So the articles, again, in the right is the AI, and the left is without AI. Here, if you pay attention, in my AI newsletter, they are the same articles, but the summary now is not just a very basic or generic paragraph. It's actually something more sophisticated. It's summarizing the article, but in a way that is more structured and the way that is more useful and helpful for me. So I asked the AI to, instead just summarizing the article, to extract the data that I need from the article and display the information in a way that make it easy to read. So here I asked the AI to extract from the article what was the innovation. Remember that my section is about EV innovation. So first I would like to see what was the innovation. I would like to see what was the stage of the innovation, who were involved in that, and what was the timeline. And I asked the AI to display that in a way that is easy to read. So the difference you can see here, basic summary, more sophisticated synthesis of the article. Let's move to the second section. Here, EV top competitors, just simple display of a list of articles. Here, again, I am introducing the section to my readers. So here I ask the AI to introduce the articles to my readers. And you can see that, again, I ask the AI to highlight what is important in different color. But not only that, I ask the AI to add emojis to just make it more engaged. If I want to have emojis, not everyone would like to have this, but in case you want that, just ask the AI for it. And I ask the AI to highlight the mentions of the competitors to make it like easy to read. But also I added more customization, not only in the format, but also on the content. I asked the AI, because I work in that company called NeoVolt, and my company is operating in specific area, and we have challenges, and we have things that we would like to do. I gave that context to the AI, and now that section is very tailored to me. So the applications are not just generic. The applications are really for me as a person working in that company. So my readers will be more engaged to learn more about what has been said about the competition in that space of EV industry.
So Farah, you said that you customized this prompt to be specific to this company in the industry. What are some other ways that you might think about personalizing it to your audience?
So there are two types of personalization, or two levels. The personalization on the format. So if you have a specific format that you would like to achieve, all the formats are possible to achieve. Just you need to use the prompt for that. Then there is the personalization on the content, and here either you give the context of your organization, or you just explain more what you would like to achieve. You personalize the output of the AI. Think about it as if you are asking someone to draft you something, but that person knows almost nothing about you. He will just give you very generic output. But if you give him hints, he will be able to give you something that are very specific to you.
But I suppose if part of your audience was a very technical audience, you could ask for a more technical description versus an executive level. You might have a different kind of personalization that way as well.
Correct. So this is part of the writing style. Also, this is a level of personalization.
Awesome.
Cool. So moving to the articles. Again, on the left, very generic summary. On the right, something that I wanted to be more personalized. And here, because my articles are about competitors in EV, I thought that it's maybe more meaningful to have upfront the name of the competitor, or the name of the competitors from the articles. So that's something that is visually appealing for me. And I thought that also knowing from which country the competitor is coming from, it's important, because we know that the EV market is distributed across different big players. So I think that will make the newsletter more impactful. And then I asked the AI to just give me what was the main topic discussed in the article for this competitor, and a very short description. So I make it concise, but impactful instead of just generic. And this is achieved only with prompts and with the AI. Then let's move to the final section, is where I actually would like to understand what is the EV market landscape outside of the US, and mainly in China and Germany, because I know that those are the two top countries in that market. And I pulled articles from the German and Chinese news. So definitely they will be in German and Chinese. The problem here is that my readers, they don't understand German and Chinese. So how I can do is I just need the AI to help me translate the summary that I would like to showcase to my readers in the language that I would like to have. Here it's English, but maybe I would like to have different languages. Or maybe I would like to have for the same article, I would like to have two different languages. If my company, for example, is operating in two different countries, and I have readers reading the same newsletter who are using two different languages. And you can see here that my article title now is translated, my summary is translated in English, and also the AI is telling me the original language of the article. And this is all what I have for showcasing the before and after. And also I prepared a very quick demo to show you how we can achieve that. Everything that I showed in the AI, it's nice to see it, but how we can do it. And this is where I prepared 2 or 3 prompts that we can use. And so yes, if you remember, at the very beginning, I was demoing how we can construct or build our newsletter. And so here again, we are in the template or the design editor, and I have my newsletter half ready. And if you remember, I have 3 sections. I will start with the first section, and I will try to show you how we can build a very basic summary and an advanced summary. And I will do that for each section. So let's start. And if you remember, I need to take my AI feed, drop it here. And if you remember, here it's about the EV innovation. And I can just come here and my AI summary, let's go for the very, very basic one, is summarize the article in 2 sentences. So this is like very basic one, okay? And you can see that this is AI summary. It means that it will apply on the article. In each article, we'll apply the prompt. This is what Shawn said at the beginning. And then I just click preview and can see it. So I will click preview here. So now what's going on is the AI is running across all the newsletter, because not only what I did, but there are many other AI blocks. And you can see now I have my summary for the articles. Easy. But let's say that I would like to have something more sophisticated, the same that I was showing, like extracting data and formatting in specific format. And I will not do again what I mentioned with dropping the AI feed, because I have it ready here. And if you can see, my prompt is this one, and you can see how in the prompt I am asking the AI to follow a specific format, and I am using some markdown signs to explain to the AI how I would like to achieve. So with that prompt, if I run it, I click preview, you can see that this is the output I will get. So this is the advanced prompt, and this one is the basic prompt. So let me go back now to my template editor and move to the second section. Again, here I will demo how I will just add the AI feed. My AI feed is EV top competitors. And I will drop an AI overview on it. And I will go for the very basic, say, create an overview for a newsletter section called EV top competitor. Easy. And I click preview. And now we will see the response from the AI creating that overview. for the section EV top competitors. Okay. I think I didn't apply it correctly. Yeah, this is something I need to explain. Each time you apply an AI overview, you need to select the context or the articles on which the AI will run to apply the AI overview. Let's see if now I have it. Okay, so now I have it, and you can see that I just asked the AI to provide an overview, and the AI decided by itself on the format of the overview, the content of it. I mean, how many bullet points, how many headers, everything was made by the AI itself, which is good. But if you would like to have something more sophisticated, is we can use a more sophisticated prompt. And this is the prompt I used. It may seem a little bit long, but it's just because I'm giving context. It's just long, but it's not complex. For example, I am saying that I am working in that company called NeoVolt and giving some information about my company. It's up to you. You can give information about your company, but you can just give very high level information if you would like to protect your privacy. It's really up to you. You can tell the AI what you would like to achieve. So this is the context. And then you can tell the AI how you would like to see your output. Like this is where I said, please give me emoji, but only when relevant. This is where here I gave the instruction to the AI to create 3 different paragraph for that AI overview. And then giving some guidelines where I said to the AI, use different colors to highlight important mentions, etc. So it's not complex, it's just a little bit long. And I will not click again preview because I will just go here because you saw it before. So this is the output that I will get from that prompt where I have more customizable or more personalized output from the AI. Last thing now is when I ask the AI to translate some content. Here I have my articles that are in Chinese or in German. The basic one is I ask the AI to summarize and answer in English. Very basic one. If we run this one, is we get this like the title of the article and the summary in English. The thing with this one is that you ask the AI to only summarize in English, but you didn't ask the AI to translate also the article title, and you didn't ask the AI to give you the link of the article. It's good, but it can be better. And this is where I can show you with a little bit more sophistication in the prompt. You can just get a little bit more results where you will have also the article that is translated, the article title that is translated in addition to your summary, and with that little note to mention to you from where the article, from which language the article was translated. Here I will click preview because this is the last thing that I want to show, and it's okay to wait a little bit. So this is the translation of the title plus the summary plus that note that tells you the original language of the article. And very last thing is everything that you saw here is starting from what we have in Feedly. Before we have our newsletter that is based on a list of articles. We augmented the list of the articles with basic summary, and now we continue to augment it with AI overview and sophisticated AI summaries in articles. But you can use the AI overview to transform completely your newsletter. And let me just open the right one. This one. So if you would like to have your newsletter that is article-less, just you don't want to show your articles, this is really achievable with the AI overview. So if you take a look to this newsletter, this is another version, you can see that here I have just different sections. So the technology update, the competition landscape, regulatory updates, everything. And I don't see articles. The articles are just mentioned as inline citations and mentioned in the section called sources. So I transformed my newsletter from a list of articles to something that is just a text that I want to have. So this is another way if you want to use the AI overview where your newsletter will become article-less, let's say.
Yeah, I love this view. It feels really streamlined and summarized and, give me the facts.
Yeah, it depends on there's people who are using the newsletter to share internally with their team. So the team, they are using the articles to continue collecting the intelligence. But if you are sharing with your manager, for example, you don't need to give them the title of the article and all the details and the metadata of the article. So it really depends on your audience.
Yeah, and just to be clear, all these links that we talk about, if you're not a Feedly user, it would just open up the link directly on the web.
Oh yeah, completely.
So if you send it to somebody who's not in Feedly all the time,
No,
they
I
don't have
can
to have Feedly. Yeah.
I I can make yeah, it opens directly here, but I can just copy the link and then open in a browser where I am not logged in my Feedly account. So here I will just paste it and it will open in the publisher website. Here, this browser doesn't understand, doesn't know that I'm a Feedly user.
Sure, is a good time for a question or two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one question we had was, can you produce a Reader's Digest with a recap of the past month or quarter or all newsletters released, just to step back and ask AI to work on longer trends?
Yeah, I mean, achievable. You just need to have, um, it depends how you are creating your newsletter. But if, for example, you use a board and in that board, you add your newsletter, your article that you use in newsletter, then you just use that board, that mega board or master board to create the final newsletter, the quarterly newsletter or monthly one.
Okay, another question, I think maybe the same person even, is how can we make sure that the sources are still valid? Can we ping them to make sure that the address or the feed is still operational? So I think, like if you're setting up a newsletter, they want to test the links before the newsletter goes out.
Test the newsletter, test the link. So I don't see any reason why the link is not working.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
and
mean,
I
the
guess
link
that
should work.
maybe it's a good time for a discussion about the difference between the newsletter template and an issue and what you might do in an issue before you release your news.
Aha. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is my newsletter that I created, and I just hide the articles. And you can see here that there is an edit a newsletter button, an edit issue. If I click on it, I will have the flexibility to go and manually tweak what the AI gave to me, or everything else. I can tweak. So now it's running because it's opening it in a different mode. And you can see that once it will open.
All right, one more quick question. What is the limit on the number of subscribers to a newsletter?
Oops, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 500, but I could be
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah,
okay.
500 is linked with. So now I am in that editor. This is the issue editor. So this is where your issue was created by Feedly, and this is what your reader would have seen before you coming here and making some edits. So for example, if you would like to change the color, just come here, you change the color. If you would like to remove that section at all, you just remove it. If you would like to add an article here, you just come and you add your article. You just need to give the link. Many ways for tweaking your issue before you save it and before it will be sent.
Okay. Um, is there anything else you wanted to discuss, or are you kind of finished with the demo?
Yeah, I finished with the demo.
Okay. There was a couple more questions. Let me see. Um, One is, do we get notifications? Oh, I guess that one got answered. Connect Feedly with the CRM. You haven't showed the process of sending this newsletter to the list of emails.
The process of sending the newsletter, we don't show it, but we can show the setup. So you just
Yep.
come here and you can add recipient, you can add emails, just add the list of the emails of your recipients, and then everything will be listed here, and everyone who will be listed here, he will receive the issue unless he will unsubscribe, for example. And we will never send an issue to someone who unsubscribed from a Philly newsletter.
Okay, that's great. I think and then as far as connecting to a CRM, if we were to do that, I mean, I guess that would just be through integrations or maybe through the API that you would connect. I guess I'm not sure what the use case there is on connecting to a CRM unless they just want to see who the email goes to.
Yeah, I don't know if they would like to connect Feedly to their CRM to send the newsletter there, or they would like to connect their CRM to Feedly to use their email list, for example. It's not clear for me. Yeah, I see someone asking, can you monitor the behavior of the recipients? You can, in the analytics, you will, because I have no issue sent, but in that tab analytics, you can see the engagement of your readers, how many readers open the newsletter, what are the most read articles, all those statistics about the reader engagement.
Okay, well, we're almost running out of time. Let me just go back and kind of summarize a little bit, and then we'll close up. If you have any additional questions, keep adding them to the Q&A. We will print out the Q&A and put it into a Notion doc. So along with the recording, which you can access through Vimeo, we'll also have a link to this Notion page, which will have some of these prompts that we had provided in the webinar, as well as the Q&A, the questions and how we answer those things, and then even the slides. So we'll share everything in this Notion doc, but keep asking questions, and we'll try to get we'll try to get them all answered. So very quickly. All right, so let me just show you two more things. First of all, what did we talk about? So we showed you how you can use AI overviews and AI summaries on articles, the sections of the entire newsletter. So Farah, kind of gave you some of the before and after, what it looks like to just do a basic summary versus a more advanced prompt that includes formatting or asking for specific data to be called out. This is really useful if you have a feed about partnerships or particular activities that you're interested in, to highlight those things in bold, or to make sure that you're listing the competitors or the partners that are involved. Just a way to make sure that the newsletter is more scannable. and you can customize that to be very specific, to create that precise output. You can translate and synthesize articles in foreign languages. Again, this is going either from an article that's in a foreign language and then being able to, analyze it and present the answers or the summary in English, which gives you just additional sources that you can include in your analysis. Or it could be if you want to translate your newsletter into a language of your recipients, if you want to translate it to French for something, for sending it to the France location. And then lastly, you can tailor it to a particular stakeholder type. Now, I say stakeholder type. Farah showed the example of tailoring it to the, like we're a EV player in this industry, and we're in the European Union, kind of giving some context so that they can answer and provide recommendations that are more closely aligned to your business, not just a blank recommendation. Now, as Farah also showed, when you go into the issue, so we talked about how you set up the template and it's pulling this data from your Feedly and analyzing it and creating it. You always have the opportunity to change everything before you send it. And so that's where you go into the issue, and you can add your own notes. You can decide that a particular article isn't something that you want to include in the send, etc. And so that's all kind of the flexibility, but then also a little bit of that control that remains at the back end of each template. So with that, I'm going to move to the last slide. You can always try this yourself. So if you haven't tried Feedly Market Intelligence, you can go out to the link. Sorry, it's not clickable, but it is at feedly.com. You will be able to see 3 different products options: Market Intelligence, Threat Intelligence, and Newsreader. And if you click on Market Intelligence, you'll see a way to start a trial. It does require you to fill out a form and to talk to somebody, but we do we do get right back to you. Our salespeople are super nice, and they just want to make sure that you have a good experience. So don't be intimidated. So with that, I want to thank Farah for doing a great job, and also for pushing this feature from idea to release with the whole team. And like I said, with that, we'll take the rest of the questions we'll answer in the Notion doc, and we'll provide you a link to that. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.